Hello. Hi, how you doing? Welcome. It's Friday. It's June 2nd, and this is Coffee with Curmudgeons. I am here with my co-host, JZ.
Hey, man.
Say hi,
How's it going?
Adjust that mic, man.
How's it going?
Yeah, so this is an interesting morning. We're just getting ready to go here. We have no Jason right now, but I just as we went live, I just got a message that he's on his way.
Oh, perfect.
So I think we're gonna have Jason today. So this is the first time we've ever done this. Jasonless.
I know. As of now, we're Jasonless.
But you're here, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
So
I'm
you
here.
know,
kind of filling in for Jason.
Yeah. I mean, you're here. You're Friday with sports. We're going to talk about sports, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of weird. I'm kind of having a weird day. So
kind of a slow morning.
Oh man. Okay. So you know, do you ever? Maybe you're too young for this. I like starting out like that. Maybe you're too young. Okay, so here's what happens. Mm-hmm. You have all these plans, and you have to run errands, and you have things you have to do that are time sensitive and everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you have to go places and get things done. Right? And so I have to do that. You know, especially involving a car. You know how you get your oil change, you got to get your maintenance, you got to do this and that.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I got to get this done because I can't just drive around and do stuff. I have to actually get it done, right?
Yeah.
And places close at a certain time. So say you've got 10 different things that are all interdependent. So it's like, I got to go get this, I got to do that, and then I got to go take the vehicle or whatever and go do something else, right? All right? So, but they close. But in my case, on a Wednesday, they're open late, right? So yesterday, I was getting everything ready to go to get over to this place, to take my car over to this place, because they're open late yesterday. But they're open late on Wednesday. I totally thought it was Thursday. I mean, Wednesday. So yesterday was Thursday, and I thought it was Wednesday.
So what'd you do?
Well, you know when you go to a place and they're closed?
Yeah.
And you're like, what happened? Why are they closed? And you're just sitting there staring at the sign. Literally, it was about 3 minutes, staring, and then realizing today is not Wednesday.
Your brain had to process that it's not Wednesday.
That's right. So pull that mic closer up there. So
what'd you do after that?
I wanted to cry.
You wanted to cry?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a drag. Man. It was and then the thing is then everything was going to end with last night. Go to the barber and get a haircut.
Oh, okay.
Did that happen? No.
It's called time management, my friend. Time management.
I know it is time management. Mm-hmm. It's I do okay here. I mean, we were ready to go on time. We started a little late because we were looking for Jason.
Jasonless, yeah. We were Jason, yeah.
Surprisingly, though, we were on top of it.
Yeah.
So we were ready to go. So, and we got these new things.
Yeah, I see that.
Just put that on your mouth there. You'll be fine. See? Pop,
yeah.
Pop, pop.
There we go.
Look at that. Pop, 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 pop. Finally. That's the other thing, too. While I'm getting ready to do this, I'm waiting for the guy with the van to come with these little filters in the package. So anyway,
perfect.
So that was my yesterday. So as soon as we're done here today, then I'm going to go out and do what I was trying to do on Thursday, but was Wednesday. I mean, it's just...
So have you ever thought about just changing the oil yourself?
Doing what?
Changing the oil yourself.
Yeah, I did that. I had to do other stuff too, so it was just I know. It's just But changing oil, we used to do that all the time. Now you just can't do it. The reason is because, you have to get under the vehicle and all that. So now if you go to the oil place, they're under.
They do it for you.
Yeah, they're underneath.
Yeah,
and they can just do all that stuff. You know.
I know. I went to Jiffy Lube a few months ago, and they did cleaned out my brake lines and stuff.
We used to
Did all that.
I used to work at a gas station when I was a teenager, and it was back in the day. And I don't know if they still do this. I think they don't because it's so freaking unsafe.
Sure.
They used to lift the car up in the. So I think they do that at Les Schwab.
Yeah, they
at the
do.
tire.
They do.
They lift it up, right?
Yes.
And you're like, anyway, you got like a kid who's 17 years old putting a big old truck, and you're like, and they'd be like, well, be careful. You got to get this here on the chassis. Don't poke a hole in the car. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was like
Those were the good old
stuff.
days, huh?
No.
If
I think of all the ways that I could have gotten killed at jobs, that's one of them.
You have a whole list full of them, huh?
Oh, machine shop, big hunks of metal flying around at 3,500 RPM, just come flying out of a...
No big deal, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I almost cut my finger off.
You did?
I have this scar that wraps around my... And I was just pulling a piece of metal out.
Oh, man.
It was like a knife. I know. People are like, oh. It was. I'm...
Your finger just gushing blood, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. And people just are like... there are people who it's like a phobia.
Yeah.
At the sight of blood, they freak out. There's probably, if people are listening, there's some of those people are like, I don't. Blood doesn't freak me out.
Yeah. It's not a big deal, no.
Yeah, and then it's when
part of you.
Well, and then when you're like you go in the Boy Scouts. I gotta stop saying you go to the Boy Scouts. And what's one of the first things they teach you? You take all this first aid. If somebody keels over or has a heart attack, if someone cuts their arm off or whatever, there's a tourniquet. They tell you all that stuff. So I had that when I was a little kid. So I was pretty much well aware. So if I did weird things,
man, you knew what to do.
Yeah, because you're your own best. I mean. It's a certain amount that you can do depending on the injury, but so yeah, there was that, and here's what's really funny is I'm standing around, and and I'm like, do I need stitches, and my father's like, no,
you're fine.
But there was a guy there.
Yeah,
there was a guy there with us.
Yeah,
he was like some customer or something, and he was one of these guys who you could tell. At the sight of blood.
Yo, yeah.
And this guy's like doing one of these, right? He's like,
don't tell me he fainted.
Yeah, almost. He's like, and everyone's looking at him like, what's your problem, buddy?
You okay?
Man up. It was a different time.
Sure.
Man up, bro. Come on. Yeah, I mean, it's like sports, right? Yeah. People get injured. I okay. The one that freaks me out. Oh God, this is just turn it off because it's gross. We're gonna not be so gross, but there have been certain sports injuries in sports. Specifically, I'm thinking about basketball.
Yes.
That I've heard about.
Yes.
Now that I can't go there. I'm like, no. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to touch it. I don't want to. No.
We could probably pull up YouTube and there'd be a top 10 worst sports injuries in basketball. But I know which one you're talking about, where his leg popped out.
No.
That was the best.
No.
Poor guy.
No.
He just needs to drink
warm
milk.
Too. It was pretty much he gets repaired and surgery and it's done. But it's just that's for me. I can't.
Yeah, no.
I'd be like,
his bone popped out.
Nah, hey, come on, man, stop it. This is like Friday. People are having coffee.
Okay.
They're having bagels right now, and what they're doing is they're like, bleh,
yeah.
I mean, you gotta keep in mind, if we were doing in the afternoon or the evening,
sure.
All bets are off. We'd have brews,
Yeah.
We'd be just playing back the best sports injuries
of all time.
This is
Feel Good Friday.
Exactly.
Am I right? Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Jason's not here. He's coming. It'll be fun.
He's on his way.
It's always something to... Okay, so here it is. Is it 9:16 a.m. On my way, buzzer never went off.
Oh, man.
See, it's bad enough with me.
Yeah.
Trying to get my thing done yesterday, which was all set up on the schedule of Wednesday, and everybody was closed. And then this guy here, he didn't even wake up.
Forgot to set his alarm clock.
You know what? It happens. Worst thing is doing this and that.
Yeah.
Like I've been in a production because schedules. You're talking about schedules. When you do live production, you have a schedule.
Yeah, you have a tight schedule.
You're
yeah.
You either do it or you don't.
Exactly.
And I do things where there's people on stage in a presentation to an audience. Mm-hmm. It's like a sporting match or whatever. It doesn't. I mean, I guess you can. Some sporting matches get called, for like what is it? Baseball mostly that gets called for weather.
Yeah, weather, thunderstorms, and all that. Yeah.
How about football though?
Sometimes.
Really?
Depending on if you're in an open field or a covered field.
Yeah, but don't they play football in the? They don't play football in the snow.
They do, but if there's like thunder, lightning storms.
Yeah. You don't want anyone on the field.
No.
Soccer, rarely. Mm-hmm. And rugby as
well. Rugby, yeah.
Rugby and soccer, real.
I can tell you this. I remember playing baseball when I was younger, and I remember the majority of our games got canceled because of weather. Well, we also played in the snow one time. It was just light snow. It wasn't.
You got a little. I mean, I think with baseball, you got a little tiny ball and bat, and it's harder to play, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you think about it, but with football or soccer, you're just kicking a ball around.
Yeah. You just kind of.
How many basketball games have been called by weather?
Oh boy, that's a tough one.
Well, I mean, Oh, maybe they should have an outdoor basketball league. I mean, you know how they have basketball in the neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
And playing outdoors. So, I don't know. Speaking of basketball, so and because of all this debacle, I had on my calendar, I put it on my calendar to watch the first game of the finals, NBA finals.
And you didn't.
Nope. Didn't.
Come on. You know what? The Cavs probably would have won if you had watched it.
Yeah, but I'm a Golden State fan.
Oh, you're a Golden State fan. Oh my God! Come on, you got to root for the underdog, man.
Okay, wait. I don't consider LeBron James the underdog.
Well, in this case, he is
one of the greatest players in the game.
Well, according to ESPN Las Vegas, he's the underdog as of now.
Yeah. So
his team is the underdog.
So what did they come up with?
Well, I'll tell you, a loss, 113-91.
Okay, so that's game one.
Yeah, that's game one. They got game two on Sunday at 8 p.m. I want to say. Yeah. So
probably. Yeah. Sunday. God, you gotta wait all the way till Sunday.
I know.
It's weird, huh?
Gotta rest up and then
stretch it out.
Practice, yeah.
What do you think? What are we thinking? Do we think Golden State's going to sweep the finals this year?
I don't know. I want to see Cleveland at least taking 2 games.
Sure, of course.
Make it exciting,
Yeah.
Because this is what we've been expecting, right? A Cavs Warriors rematch, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah.
We don't want to see just a simple sweep. We want to see some excitement. Right. So,
but what we're gonna get is a sweep.
It's possible.
It's possible.
But
I mean, look, this last night. Didn't Kevin Durant lit it up, right?
Yeah, he had nearly 40 points. I want to say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now how has he been doing in the finals generally? Was that's his big game of the finals, right?
Well, he's only been in the finals twice, including this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in the playoffs.
The playoffs, okay.
Right?
Okay, yeah, he's generally done pretty well.
But now he's kind of actually doing...
Yeah, he's kind of took it to a different level, I want to say.
Yeah, as he's supposed to.
Yeah, as he's supposed to.
Because we've kind of been waiting on that, right? It's like, okay, superstar.
Yeah, he kind of wants to get out of LeBron's shadow. He's been in that position for many years, and he wants to get out of that shadow, and I don't blame him. I mean, LeBron's been the best player in the world for years.
Gosh, I was going to pull this up for Friday. LeBron is chasing down the record for most playoffs. So number one, Who do you think is the number one player for the most playoffs game? Not too hard if you think about it.
MJ.
Older guy. What's that?
Is it MJ?
Magic? Yes.
Magic.
Yeah. I think he had...
I was either going to go with Jordan or Magic.
No, Magic.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Magic Johnson. Supposedly, they said if Jordan would have stayed in the game and not go... What did he do? Go play baseball or something?
I think that was Jordan who played baseball.
If he wouldn't have gone to play baseball, he would have... probably been in the finals.
Okay.
Or been in the playoffs more times.
Okay, so how close is LeBron to passing that record?
Well, you're asking me. I got to pull it up here. So,
you're like, I wasn't expecting a follow-up question.
No. Yeah. What would we call that? How I can't even think today. I'm just like so tired, and then it's just a weird day.
Well, it's not too that important.
I'll look it up when you can give us something else. How about that?
Yeah.
While you're
sure.
So that's the NBA. That's basketball.
Yeah.
This is kind of off season, so not really much other basketball news other than.
Yeah. There's NFL news with
of course.
Michael Vick. He used to play for the Hawks and the Eagles. He says he would love to coach in the NFL and develop quarterbacks, and I think that would be a great position for him. He was
back in the old, a few years back
when he was in his prime. He was practically unstoppable.
He wasn't the guy with the dogs, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, man.
Dog fights. Yep.
That's
I know
where I know him. See, come on, man.
Yeah,
he's the guy who got nailed.
Got a lot of criticism for that. And,
yeah. That's the animal abuse.
Exactly.
That's where we know that guy. Yeah, no, that's not cool. Yeah. That guy's come on.
And then we also have.
He's not becoming a dog trainer, right? I think I'll be a dog trainer in retirement. No. I think he's like banned. I think his lawsuit probably bans him from being around animals. He can't go into zoos or whatever. Michael Vick the heck away. It's not even funny. I mean, it's horrible.
Don't let him into zoos. Exactly. Yeah.
Dog fights. I mean, I mean, come on. That's like.
I know, and
it's complete abuse.
Got Tiger Woods. Yes. What happened to him? All that.
Yeah. Well, actually, since Friday, since last Friday, it's huge things have been going on all over the place. But after we did the show on Friday,
sure.
But this weekend was a big sports weekend because it was Memorial Weekend, and Tiger starts likes weekend out
with a bang.
With a bang, yes.
Yeah.
He likes the holidays. So he got it. Yeah. So he got the DUI. If you recall, his last holiday run-in was Thanksgiving, as his wife was chasing him with a baseball bat. So here's the thing. Well, first of all, he got a DUI. He claimed it wasn't alcohol. And has there been a follow-up story? Because what I saw was that the preliminary police report, I don't know, said he didn't his breathalyzer, he didn't blow any alcohol, and he said it was a bad reaction to prescription drugs because he had back surgery.
Yeah.
So is that still where that story is today?
Yeah, they're trying to still find out whether it was alcohol or the medication. There's a video of him actually taking a breathalyzer here. So.
Oh, you're kidding? Oh, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is there an update to the story? So I mean, did he actually? Because what I saw is they and you don't know, it was on the internet, but it was the report, of the breathalyzer. So I don't know. Let's take a. I'm trying to see. And I have no reason to not believe that. Struggling with breathalyzer. Well, he was really okay. So I know there was video. I didn't watch it because I really didn't care that much.
Yeah.
I don't care that much. Tiger Woods anyway. I mean, I kind of think what he did, and anyway, that's his personal life. People do stupid stuff in their personal life. And I also don't like golf that much. I'm not a golf fan. I think it's like boring.
It's a slow sport.
Yeah, I mean, I know golf fans. People like golf.
Yeah.
I played it. I'm just like, I don't know. I'd rather go hiking or backpacking or something. Yeah, it just says he's struggling with it. But, oh boy, E-Online. I mean, of course, everyone's coming out and reminding him of how life has gone kind of on the side. But the guy's rich, right? I mean, it's like...
So, I mean, money doesn't buy you happiness. I think ever since his dad died, he kind
of... when was that?
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. I don't know. Again, yeah, there's a lot of press on it. And he was really out of it. But like I said, what I saw on the news was it was no alcohol. It was, and the thing is,
he fell asleep at the wheel, didn't he?
Yeah. And the thing, they drove up. Cops drove up. He was literally parked in the street, asleep, and people don't realize, like prescription drugs, especially, they don't realize you can get DUI.
Exactly.
Painkillers. That puts you under the influence.
Exactly.
Right? And you can have a bad reaction, or say you take too much or whatever. I mean,
yeah.
Do you look at... this is always a wonderful thing to talk about on Feel Good Fridays. Like, what they're, people who, supposedly die, commit suicide or whatever, Heath Ledger or someone like that. Well, it's like he took a whole bunch of drugs, maybe accidentally, right? So I had to stop saying right, but yeah, okay.
So to answer your question, Earl Woods died on May 3rd, 2006.
Well, that was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. It's.
But still, I think after that he kind of took a slump.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to be nice about it.
Sure.
Just because of his controversies with all that, but it's none of my business either. So it's like I was kind of well, like I said, move on. Yeah. Whatever.
We could always talk about the Timbers.
Yes.
Or Chelsea.
Yep. Well, the Timbers. So that was the big sport. We see how we just put the Tiger Woods thing.
Yeah, we need to put it to rest.
Well, it was okay. Here's the thing. No matter what my personal opinion is of the person Tiger Woods, right? He still achieved an incredible amount in his sport. And I in times that I have watched golf, I have watched Tiger Woods. Like up at the peak of his game, he was amazing to watch. So
great player, and
he's also broke racial barriers in an all-white sport. So that's the challenge I because I don't like it when people kind of do stupid stuff in their personal life.
Sure,
like in their okay, but. At the other hand, I keep reminding myself, well, look, you can't be that down on the guy. He's, a great athlete, and he broke down those barriers. Or I don't know if he really, so golf. Another reason I don't like golf has some inherent racism in it, like the golf clubs. There's famous golf clubs that would not allow blacks in the club.
Okay.
Years ago, I don't, you need to look up the history. So stuff like that, right? I'm like, I hate all that. So that's another reason I kind of am a little bit like golf, all white sport or whatever, So I think Tiger opened that up a bit.
He kind of just split the racial barrier.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a thing to say. He's still, but the other thing is he's one of the great athletes.
Exactly.
So I have this really thing, and again, I don't like golf that much, so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, just whatever, and I know golf fans, and it's like, All right.
All we should focus on is that Tiger Woods is a great athlete. He's achieved a lot.
Well, I hope, and he had a major medical thing, and he's been trying to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but
got a lot of back problems.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's like back to basketball in the finals. The big Steve Kerr did not coach last night. Was he there at the game?
I hope so, and I hear he's not ruled out for game 2.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility he might show up for game 2.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good sign for Golden State.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, guess what? I need the... there we go.
Jenkins.
This is not a feel-good Friday, a freaky Friday.
Yeah.
All right, so...
He's got his shades on and everything.
Did you lock that one? Yeah. All right. So... It's like a Muppet show. That was like a Muppet coming in there. So Steve Kerr, so I don't have to reset the cameras here, but we are live. Oh, man. I got an idea. Folks.
What's that?
We should just do this. We should just do this.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, man. That's quick. Oh, look. Your camera's...
All right. You know, I'd like to claim...
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Curmudgeons. I'm Doc Normal. And I'm here with my co-host. It's the real Jason Allen. Look at your camera, man.
right now, I'm Lately Van Ladles, and I'd like to claim that there was like a fire or locust, earthquake, holocaust, of biblical proportion. Yeah. You know what really happened?
What happened?
Buzzer never went off.
Yeah. We got your message. We were reading your message online.
The wife shakes me. She goes, "Hey, isn't today Friday? Aren't you supposed to..." I was up all night, right? I literally fell asleep 45 minutes before I would get up to do the show.
Sure.
And so next thing I know is she's like, she's like one of those people who's like 10 feet away poking me with a stick, right? She says, hey, aren't you supposed to be awake? Aren't you supposed to be doing something right now? I'm like, oh, poop. And then, boo, I'm out the door.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my grand story. Holy crap.
Hey, what matters is that you're here now, right? You're here now with us. Feel Good Friday, Jason.
You know how they always say 90% of it is showing up, right? Mm-hmm. That's got to be crap for today, because it's got to be 75% not make sure the buzzer goes off. This is like elementary school stuff here, folks. And I blew it. Holy cow. Here I am having to poke myself.
Mr. Allen.
Yeah.
You've been...
Jesse, how you doing?
You've been late.
Great, man. It's Feel Good Friday.
I gotta do
Feel Good Friday.
I gotta do his camera.
Gotcha. Hey,
I'll just run into that.
These pop filters are awesome. Look at that. I could do the human beatbox and not go, not bad.
A solid.
So solid. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so thrown out of if you guys are looking for anything more than one syllable grunts for me today. In fact, you guys say something, I'll just come in and go, and that's it.
Well, we were trying to do the sports. This this goes down as the most awesome show. Live camera angles.
It's on the fly, folks. Oh my God.
It's great. It's a well, were you listening to the show on the way over? No, you weren't.
Oh,
streaming.
You want to know what was going on in the old Allen car? Driving over here.
Allen Mobile.
Prius. If you don't get off to beep, off the road, I'm gonna run into you. And I'm like, pedestrians, screw them, you know.
Yeah.
There could have been like a school bus full of nuns, right? And I'm like, no, I'm hitting the gas right through there.
See, I thought
I may be going to hell, but I'm gonna get here, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, we were worried about you. It was like,
oh my gosh.
I think my last sentence in the message was, "Hope you're doing okay."
Right, right. Because usually, over
at the Providence,
no calls, no show. I'm usually in a cast, and I'm like, I shouldn't have taken on that train.
I just imagine we're sitting here doing the show, and you're on your phone and you're listening to the live audio stream, which, by the way, we have one. But we never promote anything.
Right.
And you're in this position right here with the doctor, and he's got the rubber glove.
Colonoscopy. That's right. 503-395-5040.
Yes, it's like there's a joke about that. I got a great dirty joke about colonoscopy. No, it's
up to your elbows there, Doc.
No, I'm just gonna tell it.
Okay, go for it. I'm gonna go ahead and share this out like I should have done. Almost an hour ago.
It's already been shared. So here's the colonoscopy joke. It's kind of dirty, or something. I don't know. So the story goes as you go, Jason.
Yes.
You get your colonoscopy, and I heard. Your wife told me you were talking to the doctor before. You kind of talk it out a little bit, and as the doctor's putting on the rubber gloves, and
they're playing the Jaws music in the background.
Oh yeah. So the doctor starts doing the colonoscopy, and of course, you talk him through it, and your doctor said, "Well, Jason, I just want to let you know." That during a colonoscopy, it can be a natural occurrence that you get an erection. So, but your wife said you turned to the doctor and said, "Well, thanks for letting me know that, Doc, but I don't have an erection." And the doctor said, "No, but I do."
Yes. I'm going to be here all week. Please try the veal and tip your waitresses. Yes.
If you hadn't have shown up, second hour would have been the 5,600 jokes in the joke book over there.
Right. I was behind the wheel, right? I'm coming down that hill off of when you cross between,
down that hill.
When Oatfield meets Lake Road right there. I'm coming down the hill and I'm like, man, I blew it. I should have called and started talking. Talking myself in, right?
Mm-hmm. I actually did. I put the phone up here just in case.
Just in case.
No, it'd be good. It's like, it's Jason. I have about an hour. They've given me an hour, so I'm going to spend it with you on the podcast.
In the meantime, there's like Jeopardy music in my.
Oh my God.
We need to turn this into a Feel Good Friday. We got to turn this ship around, man. I mean, we're like the Titanic, right? And we're heading out in the North Atlantic. No. Under Doc, he's the admiral, he's the captain. We're turning the sucker around. We're not going to hit that iceberg. We're not going to be allowed to. I'm not going to be Leo DiCaprio sinking there at the very end,
Well, it happens,
It happens.
Well, see, Jason, we were talking about basketball injuries, and
that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're not gonna
leg injuries.
No, look,
ACL
everyone's
injury,
tuned out because we were talking about injuries.
Yeah.
It started out talking about having cutting yourself and having blood.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, pretty much everyone's gone at this point. They're like, I mean, I've been trying to keep it away from that.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about Tiger Woods. There you go. I know. I was trying to be nice.
Tiger. What happened to you, Tiger?
Yeah, no. Anyway, so we were trying to figure out the how many the playoffs, how many playoffs, who has the record of most playoff games, and it was we know that it's Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson, yeah.
That I can believe. Yeah,
yep.
I think it's 9.
Yeah,
but LeBron.
I mean, you guys saw what someone did to his house, right?
Yeah, vandalized with the racial slurs.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Evidently, he has a house in L.A. too. Okay.
Who's this?
LeBron James.
LeBron, somebody vandalized his house? Why don't I know these things? Why don't they tell me these things?
Yeah. Well,
I didn't hear about this.
I would have sent you the memo, but I slept through it.
Oh, okay.
You know, someone spray painted like all this racial slurs and stuff. I can't. Yeah.
It's terrible.
That
happened today? This morning?
Just a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is the state of America. Feel Good Friday? Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, man.
To dream the impossible dream.
This is the... I figured this out. This is a Star Trek reference.
Okay.
You're not a Star Trek fan, are you? Oh,
no.
Kind of? No, okay. See, you don't know. You have to be like old now.
Star Trek, what's that?
So I realized...
Yeah.
Just the other day.
Okay.
Because I reference everything in Star Trek, right? In the future, we will, we'll all get together, all cultures, all religions, all races. We'll get on the bridge, we'll fly, and then we'll go mess with other people's planets and tell them how to live because
but don't break the Prime Directive.
Right.
Yeah.
But they'll do it every episode, and so you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And our future is a Captain Kirk type person lecturing some other planet about how we were on the brink of wiping ourselves out and we stopped and we found peace and you need peace too.
And it's the great Shatner overacting too.
Yeah.
You green alien, come here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And Spock's like, we just logic, no emotions.
Right.
Done. We're good. And so anyway, but what I figured out, and so that was always like as a kid, that's our future. We're gonna get there. But I realized in 2017, there's alternate futures in the whole quantum physics, blah blah blah.
Yep.
We're living the mirror universe, man.
We are.
Our Spock is going to be the one with the goatee,
right,
and the knife,
right. When
that's our future.
That is our future. That's very.
We're gonna fly around the starship, and Kirk is gonna. They always are wearing like these weird tunics with their thing. Yeah. Spock has the goatee. It's evil Spock, evil Kirk, evil Star Trek, the mirror universe.
But there's one plus about it, right? There's one plus about it. In the alternate universe, I don't sleep through the buzzer. I'm actually here on time.
That's right.
Go figure. And I only weigh I'm like maybe 160 pounds.
Well, you'd be assassinated.
A great tan and everything. And
yeah, you'd be assassinated. Remember? That's what they did.
That's right.
So the mirror universe there was a transporter problem.
Yeah.
And Kirk gets beamed on the Enterprise, but he finds out very quickly it's the wrong Enterprise. It's in an alternate universe where rather than being Star Trek, cool people, let's go out and seek out new light, civilizations, tell them how to live, Instead, he's in the Enterprise of let's go conquer.
The Federation's the Empire.
Yeah.
And Spock's got that really cool, jazzy beatnik Van Dyke goatee,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Sulu and everyone's having like swords fights, and they're all trying to assassinate each other.
Yes.
They did the mirror universe in a couple other different Star Trek iterations in the next gen place. I don't think they ever did it in Next Gen, but they did it in Deep Space Nine, and they did it in Enterprise. I don't think they did it in Voyager. The one in Enterprise was good. That's when they were about to cancel a show, and all of a sudden you're watching it going, hey, I like this show.
That's Janeway, right?
No, that's
Scott Bakula. Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of people who did not like that series. I did. And at the end they're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and but the mirror one is ties into all kinds of different Star Trek lore. It goes all the way back to Kirk and Spock. It's very cool.
Yeah,
they go steal the Enterprise from the future, or not the Enterprise, but they steal a ship from the future.
Right.
And it ties into like 3 different episodes of the original series. Here we are talking about Star Trek.
Right.
We're trying to pull it out.
I was actually in Jesse's mind right now. I was in his mind because I do have special mental powers. And I swear I heard this. I swear he was like, dude, will you guys quit talking? What in the hell is Star Trek? You just, wow.
We're supposed to go back to sports.
Yeah, let's go back to sports.
All right.
Sorry, I interrupted the vibe. I just kind of like...
No, you're good, man.
No, you didn't interrupt.
I should like sit over in a corner for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Just toss me a biscuit every once in a while. Yeah, you're the late guy, right? Hey, have a good one.
Oh, man.
You know, Monday comes around, I'm still in the corner, but Doc left a bucket in the corner, so I'm cool, you know?
Oh,
exactly.
Oh.
What a day.
What a day. This is your Feel Good Friday.
I won't recount my yesterday. Yeah. You can watch the show.
I kind of vibe last night when you're like, you know, the whole day was crap. Everything is crap.
No, it was good. It was a good day until I found out I was working on Wednesday's schedule on a Thursday.
Oh. Wow.
And here's what's stupid is a Wednesday because we're podcasting.
We're doing our stuff
practically all damn day.
Yeah.
So anyway. Yeah. But anyway. But today is going to be a good day. So where were we at?
We were talking about Magic Johnson and playoff wins.
So were we doing football or soccer? We were doing the Mike. So Michael Vick wants to coach.
Does he?
Yes.
Yeah, he wants to develop quarterbacks.
And
okay.
And we were talking about how the dogfights.
Well, I said
all the dogfights he got into.
Yeah, I said at least he doesn't want to be a dog trainer.
Yeah.
So there you go. Bing, bing.
We agreed he shouldn't be allowed in zoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Westminster Dog Show. He'll never be the honorary Grand Marshal of that.
Yeah.
But interesting. Michael Vick.
Okay. Well, let's dedicate the whole rest of the show to fallen sports figures.
Ooh, tiger.
No. Man, see, we're back to that.
Oh,
so, what else? What else is going on in the football? American football. Anything else?
I'm doing the whiner.
Yeah. What a day!
What a day! What a day!
Apparently, Malcolm Jenkins, safety for the Philadelphia Eagles, says that Colin Kaepernick's decision to protest is a genius idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did he make it to the Seahawks? Still?
As far as I know, they're still deciding.
Oh, man. What's
They're still deciding on how much they should pay him.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But
because he's going to be a backup quarterback, you don't want to overpay him for somebody who's going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Agreed.
Kind of like a sports intern on a podcast.
Yeah, these guys don't pay me enough.
And then the room got uncomfortable.
Anyway, so that's football, huh? Well, I got soccer. So the other thing that happened, this last weekend. It's just wow. This is going to be one of the best. We had the Indy 500. That was exciting. I missed the big. There was some big wrecks, and the pole setter. He was in a big wreck, and he's out. Everybody seemed to be okay. Those cars are amazing. The safety that they have in those cars. They're driving over 200 miles an hour, and everything smashes apart. But I watched the last. I turned it on late. Here you go. Like everything I've been doing this week has been late too.
Indianapolis 500. So you're on lap like 484.
Yeah.
Well,
something. I at least watched the last, say, half hour, 45 minutes, hour.
Sure.
And it was exciting. And there was a big wreck toward the end because everyone's bumping up against each other to try and get in position and pass each other. And there's just amazing passes at 200 miles an hour. There was a couple Andretti cars in there, but this guy, Japanese guy, Sato.
Ooh, cool name.
He took the lead and won. And he is Team Andretti. So Michael Andretti is the captain, the head of that team, and so they were there celebrating. But it was an exciting finish. It was a pretty exciting race. And it was, it's always the engines.
Right.
And that was Honda engines, and then there was Chevy engines.
Yeah.
And the Honda engines were beating the Chevy engines. They were faster. But what happens in those races?
Yeah.
They're always breaking down. Always the faster you go, the quicker you'll fizzle out.
Right.
So they were having a lot of breakdowns with the Honda engines. So
Man,
anyway, so that was exciting. So, and then there was a sportscaster.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who this was. I should look it up. But this was a funny. Okay. One of the sports guys said, I'm uncomfortable with the Japanese guy winning the Indy 500 on Memorial Day. And what happened to him? Fired! He got fired.
Gosh.
I was just like, oh, dude, seriously?
He never got the memo that said things not to say during the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah. I gotta look him up.
Especially when you got a cool name like Sato, you should be able to get away. You should just hand him the cup, or whatever the trophy looks like. Just hand it to him because his name is Sato, right?
Here we go.
I am Sato.
Oh, that's great.
I win.
Here we go. Right here, New York Post. This is beautiful. Who's this guy? Reporter gets fired for racist Indy 500 tweet. Oh, it was a tweet, of course.
That's another proof we are going in an alternate universe, right? Yeah. Because when you got the guy getting kicked off the team for broadcasters for the Indy 500s making racial slurs.
Was it Jesse Palmer?
Right? Could be.
Terry Fries, okay. The Denver Post. We apologize for the disrespectful and unacceptable tweet that was sent by one of our reporters. Terry Fry is no longer an employee of the Denver Post. It's our policy not to comment further on personal issues, the paper said.
I got an issue. This guy makes a slur and he gets on tweet and they fire him, right? That little tweet. Right, we got a commander-in-chief who tweets the most in wacky stuff and no one's running him.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That was exactly. If only we could fire other people for their Twitter tweets.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was I thought that was a kind of a funny. Well, it wasn't funny. What am I talking about, Doc?
Funny, peculiar.
Yeah, it was. Well, you knew when you heard about this tweet.
Yeah.
And you were like, you didn't go there, did you? I mean, this guy's a racer.
Yeah.
He is Japanese.
Yeah.
So what?
Right.
That war. I mean, would you say the same thing? Here's the great example. This is about racism in World War II. Would you say the same thing if the racer who won was German?
Ooh.
No, you wouldn't.
You're absolutely right.
Because how many Germans were put in internment camps in America?
Yeah.
Right. How many? None. How about none? Yep. So we're keeping you awake over there.
I meant to say Jesse Waters, not Jesse Palmer.
No.
Because I was thinking Jesse Palmer, wasn't he a quarterback?
Yeah.
For the Alabama.
Yeah, no, I meant to say Jesse Waters.
This is odd.
Gotcha.
No, not Jesse Waters.
Jesse Waters.
And I haven't been keeping up since last week on the. I haven't watched any Fox this week. So
I would have given you extra style points if you would have said Jesse Jackson.
What?
Yeah, because you ain't throwing out the Jesse name. Jesse Waters, Jesse Palmer.
Yeah, but this is a very this whole show has gone uncomfortably off the rails.
I'm sorry.
It's just like wow. I mean, it's like.
I'll go sit in the corner.
Anyway.
Throw you a biscuit.
Jesse Waters. Yeah. No, I haven't watched any of the Fox stuff. I hear that is it Kim Guilfoyle, the one on the 5? I hear that she's out as she's not going to be on because she was one in the running to be a press secretary over there.
Yeah. And
so that's not happening. But let's get back to sports. We can talk politics or not.
Any old day.
So do we want to talk soccer? So we had the Indy 500. That was exciting. It was very exciting. The last bit was great car racing. So in soccer, there was a bunch of big soccer.
Okay.
We had the FA Cup on Saturday, and that was Chelsea versus Arsenal.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that didn't quite work out with me so much. Arsenal won the FA Cup.
Really?
Yeah. It was. I
thought Chelsea was like the heavy favorite.
Well, they were. Yeah.
Ooh.
Chelsea's the Premier League champions.
Was it a nail biter or was it kind of just from the get-go?
Yeah, it was rough out there, as you would expect a Arsenal Chelsea game. It was a little rough out there.
Switchblades, chains.
Oh yeah. I thought there was some fouls that maybe didn't get called. So I mean, there's anytime you see Chelsea and Arsenal, you see people, some of Chelsea's stars like Hazard or maybe Diego Costa or one of the, and they're pretty much carrying a couple Arsenal defenders on their back as they're trying to score a goal. It's like, that's not an elbow in your back as you're trying to, And so it's kind of up to the ref to. Are they going to blow the call or not?
Well, those games are so intense, literally, that the referees, the red cards aren't red cards; they're red Chinese throwing stars.
Yeah.
So when someone does bad, and they go down.
So that was kind of a bummer on the FA Cup, and then we turned to the Timbers. So huge rivalry there for the FA Cup. Yeah. Then we went and turned to the Timbers, and what do we get? Timbers versus the Sounders. Classic
arch rival.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Timbers, Sounders. These are like two huge rivals, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
Timbers lost that one. There was two major handballs. The first one you could go, The second one, pretty flagrant on the defender. I mean, he was kind of coming out there and right in the penalty box.
Oh.
Ref didn't call it.
Wow.
So had they got a penalty kick and the Timbers made a penalty kick, that could have been a tie up.
Wow.
So that was kind of my tweet was.
Even if you look at somebody the wrong way inside the penalty zone, they're going to call it.
Well, yeah, it wasn't.
Wow.
The refereing was
a little shady. You think a little something's going on there? Maybe you slipped them.
Well, the back. And my tweet, because I do like to tweet during the sports, and my tweet there that people enjoyed was I'm trying to get used to these new MLS handball play rules. So there you go. But I kind of thought that was a little shady. That should have been a penalty kick.
Yeah.
And they did the replay, and it's like the first one. It's the ref's call.
Yeah.
Right. The ball hits you in the arm. It's supposed to be intentional or whatever. But this guy had his forearm right out there, and you're right in the penalty box. You're blocking a shot on goal. But Sounders won. The big story behind that's relevant to this handball not called call is the MLS is just right about, and I'm not sure if it's happening. My understanding is it's happening now. MLS is going to the video replay.
Interesting.
Video review replay.
Yeah.
And so that would have been a call. It's not implemented yet, but that would have been a call that they would have sent upstairs to review with the ref.
Yeah.
And I think had that happened, even the commentators were saying had that happened, that probably would have been a penalty kick.
Yeah.
So, Timbers fans pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
Sounders needed the win. They've been on they've been coming up, getting some wins. They've been at the bottom of their table, the defending champions. They're now in 8th place in the Western Conference, so they needed that win. Portland has been doing really well and has been down on a losing streak on this tour. So this is kind of still part of their this game was kind of the part of their losing streak, but they are in 5th, so they need to keep it up. It's Houston is on top, Kansas City, Dallas, San Jose, and Portland. And tonight, big game, number 4 and 5, San Jose and Portland, is tonight, Providence Park. At home, so hopefully Timbers can put that one away.
There you go,
and keep in the standing for the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing. And you had some news on the Timbers.
They just signed. Come on, they're gonna sign former PSG defender Larry's Mabiala.
Yep, there he is
Really?
right there.
Oh.
PSG, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Very fine European team. Oh, there he is right there. Larry Miaba. Portland Timbers, 2 sign. That's good.
Excellent.
There he is right there.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like I said last time. I like seeing some of these guys coming over from the Euro leagues. don't think it's necessarily going to happen because he likes to stick with his London team and stay in the back office or whatever, or coaching. But I still would like to see John Terry coming over and kicking a little football in the MLS before he fully retires.
That would be good.
So, from Chelsea.
I've switched allegiances, by the way.
You have?
Yes, I was going to go, because you know how I was kind of flirting with Arsenal for a while?
Yeah.
Arsenal?
That's not going to fly around here.
I've been doing some research and really delving into it, and I got to tell you, I'm more of a Tottenham guy now.
Yeah.
I just love the name. I can't get past the name Tottenham.
And they got like a
Tottenham
rooster or whatever as their mascot.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. No, Tottenham's a good team to watch. Mm-hmm. They came in second in the Premier League, young team, and they're a team so they're going to be in the Champions League this year as well. So they're a team to watch. They're definitely a team to watch.
And you can't even say the word, Tottenham. You can't do it normally. It's Tottenham. I know you were late today, and you sit in a corner, and I was going to give you a cracker, but since you like Tottenham, I will give you a biscuit.
You need a biscuit, yes.
You need a biscuit.
Yeah, we have fans of this show who are Tottenham Hotspurs fans. So
excellent.
You can
Hotspurs. Excellent.
No, they've had some of the best games in the Premier League this year.
Yeah.
And getting into the Champions League and all that. And was it Kane? Kane is the Golden Boot award from Tottenham.
Yeah.
Most goals this season in Premier League. So
yeah.
Good team. I would say just like I'm a Blazers fan,
mm-hmm.
and then I'm a Golden State fan,
mm-hmm.
and that goes way back, just not currently.
You mean like the Chris Mullen, Tim Hardaway?
Yeah. I would say that. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I go with the Tottenham as well. Although I'm just because Jose is an interesting manager. I'm interested to see how Manchester United does in their next season because they won the Euro Cup, and so they got into the Champions League. So Man U is in the Champions League.
Should be interesting.
Put them in. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Speaking of soccer,
mm-hmm.
And Champions League, Saturday tomorrow. June 3rd, 11:45 a.m. Big game. Got to watch this one. It's on my calendar. Not that I'm going to watch because it's on my calendar. I'll miss it. Juventus from Italy and Real Madrid for the Champions League final. So we will see if Ronaldo from Real Madrid is going to pull it through and win the Champions League.
Wow.
So I don't know who the favorite is on that. I mean, I'm guessing Real Madrid, but... And Ronaldo's hot.
Yeah.
This year he's on fire.
Yeah.
They won that Euro Cup there for Portugal in Paris.
Yeah, I got to give the edge to Real Madrid.
Well, he's great. Ronaldo's great to watch too.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the Michael Jordan of your sport. So you'll just see good sport.
You know that you have made it when you're when people who aren't local, usual domestic soccer fans know the name. Ronaldo. Okay, yeah.
It's I have to say when you watch the Euro stuff, like even the Premier League, the top teams in the Premier League, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you watch Champions League, some of those leagues, and then you go watch an MLS game, like even like the Timbers and the Sounders, depending on understand their season, but you still have Clint Dempsey and these guys on the team, but it's just a whole different level. When you're watching like Real Madrid, it's just a whole different level.
My bad.
I'm sorry, but it just is. I mean, interesting is Dempsey was out there. I want to say one thing about the Timbers, and they were working hard. It just wasn't happening. I mean, it's interesting. It's like the Timbers had a good game, but it was one of those weird things where Seattle was able to stop them, and then we had, a bad call or two. But Gleason, the Timbers goalie.
Yeah.
Boy, if it weren't for him, I always liked him. He's a great goalie. If it weren't for him, that would have been worse.
Yeah,
a lot worse. He stopped several Sounders attempts. So good for him. So
he pulled our tofu out of the fire a number of times.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's about what I got on soccer. I think it's is it Nagby? I did. We do have a Timber on the national team, and the national team's heating up for the qualifying for the World Cup. Here.
Yeah.
So is that Nagby that's on there?
Is it World Cup time again?
Well, the
it's every 4 years.
Getting into the qualifications. So we've got.
Gotcha.
In fact, we got to look that. See, I can drill down a little bit on the soccer, and there's we got EuroLeague, we got MLS, we got the national teams.
There's a lot of soccer all around.
We're not even talking about the women. God, look at this, a bunch of guys.
I know,
like the Thorns.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We need to add the Thorns. We need to add women's soccer.
Gotcha. To the rotation, we gotta.
Yes.
Will do.
Yeah. As we're planning the show, as people are showing up late.
I don't know who that guy is. They should fire him right off the bat. Right off the bat.
Schedule. We're just like, oh man, what a Friday.
You're in the doghouse. You get over there in the corner, man. You arrived like 40 minutes late. You're lucky if Jesse's going to throw you a biscuit, all right? Yeah. And you just better pray he's in a good mood, all right?
Yeah, the Thorns are playing tomorrow at 4 p.m. Sky Blue. So that's what's going on with them.
There you go.
So we'll do better. A few years ago, I went to a Thorns game, and it was really a lot of fun. They're a good team.
Now they play at Providence too, right?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You bet. We gotta step up our game.
We do.
So what else we got? What else you got over there?
So we could talk about college football. So Bill Snyder, he says ex-K-State wide receiver Corey Sutton failed 2 drug tests.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's see what drug he was doing. Now, Bill Snyder's old. Jeez. He's close to 80?
Yeah, he is an institution over there. In Manhattan, Kansas, there at Kansas State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting. Back to the soccer. And I think I heard this. Both the Thorns and the Timbers are in the same position in their standings. They're both at 5th.
Wow.
So Thorns are 5th in National Women's Soccer League and MLS. We talked about the Timbers are in 5th right now, too. So they're both
very syncretic. They need to get the rally hats on then.
Fighting it out.
Yeah.
Getting it up there.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so apparently Corey Sutton calls Bill Snyder a slave owner.
Oh, God. Jeez.
No, a slave master. And that was after a case the coach defends him.
Yeah. That's just wow.
I know.
You're a slave owner. Oh, no.
He took it way too far.
Oh, yeah. In that town, Snyder is like Joe Paterno before, the scandal. I mean, he's an icon. He's Snyder.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, if you get caught doing drugs, just own up to it. Don't, I can't believe, they're going to discipline me because I did a little drugs. Come on. Not Snyder's a whip cracker too, and I don't mean that in a slave driver sort of thing. I just mean that he's one of those old school football disciplinarian guys, right? And you guys remember them from the old days. I mean, you had the Paternos, you had even pre-scandal Bobby Bowden's back in the day, and it's kind of like what Nick Saban is today, right? People think he's just kind of a laid back guy. He runs a tight ship over there.
He does, yeah.
And
very tight ship.
And Snyder's out of that mold, the guys that you play for him because he makes you want to win for him. But on the same token, if you got any issues, you're probably not going to be a really well received guy with the old Wildcats. So Yeah, that's my Snyder take on that. Corey Sutton better just straighten out and fly right, man.
So, if it's okay for me to ask, what was your take on the game last night? Finals.
Oh,
if you watched it.
I slept through the buzzer on that one too. I woke up and it was like late fourth quarter. No, yeah. My take on that was it's going to be a very, very interesting series. Because Cleveland showed up. They had some moxie.
Yeah.
And so I think this is going to be, I think I picked, before it even started, I think I picked
Golden State in 5.
I
think that's what you said.
Golden State in 5. I don't know. I still think Golden State will take it in the end, but I don't know. And plus with everything that's happened with like LeBron's house and stuff, seem as weird as that sounds, it seems to have lit kind of a little fire.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to watch. Though.
Do you think that's going to affect his play at all on the court?
Because sometimes,
what are you thinking?
Yeah. What's kind of weird is because I think that he's for at least a little while. I think he's going to play mad. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to use that aggression on the Golden State Warriors.
Well, if you're Cleveland, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing, right? Get one of the best players, in basketball mad.
Yeah.
Get him out there and playing with some,
If only played like Russell Westbrook every night. If you watch Russell Westbrook, he plays mad every night, single game.
But it works for him,
Yeah. And the only question is how long can he do that for?
Sustain it, right? Yeah. I don't know, but Cleveland, it was just it was kind of a weird. I did not expect that on game 1.
Yeah,
and so how does Golden State now? How do they respond to that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because Golden State has just been sailing, So we'll see what happens.
You think they're going to take game 2?
Ooh, I see game 2 going down to the wire because I think Cleveland's going to be still up, and I think Golden State's probably going to take game 2.
Okay,
and then the real rubber match show is going to be game 3 because I think both of them are going. I think that's the game 3. I think is going to decide the series.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be something is going to break there.
Well, they're going back to Cleveland.
Back to Cleveland, right?
Yeah, I think, in my honest opinion, I think Coach Lou needs to play their bench more a little bit. They need to get Darren Williams, Kyle Korver out on the floor more.
Yeah, that was a real something that's coming out in the press the last 24 hours that they were when people hit that, especially in championship games, right? Mm-hmm. You fall back on this thing of I need my best players out there all the time.
Yeah.
And the problem is these guys have played a full season, and I know the adrenaline's rushing. It's the NBA Finals and everything's going, but these guys are tired.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. You got your wear and tear.
Yeah, and that's when you need the bench, Yeah. And both of them have good benches, so why not, feed in the guys to give the top 5, just a break a little bit.
Exactly. Like I can't emphasize enough. I think you need to put Darren Williams out more to give Kyrie a rest, and same thing with Kyle Korver. Even Channing Frye, like he needs to be out there giving K-Love a breather.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're all great 3-point shooters, so it kind of helps LeBron and Kyrie and K-Love get out there and go bang in the paint and stuff. So right. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be close on game 2.
I think so too. I think it's going to be a nail biter.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This just in soccer. No, I keep. Yeah. I should have. I didn't get anything prepared. But how we're talking about tomorrow's big soccer game?
I didn't.
Yeah. We got another big game tomorrow.
Yes. What's up?
In soccer? USA versus Venezuela in the men's qualifying round. USA is at number 4 in that table right now.
Yeah.
I was just looking up the table.
So they need this.
the table. Number 1, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, United States. So 4. So we're battling it out to get in the first 3 there.
That's right.
And they're Venezuela. So what do we have? The Thorns, the Champions League. There was a bug in my coffee, and the Men's League. So you just watch soccer like
it's gonna be a full weekend.
Crazy tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's all tomorrow.
Mañana.
So anyway, wanted to put that out there.
So,
too.
If it's okay, another thing that needs to be mentioned is the Conor McGregor.
Oh, this just in. Let's shoot back over to the sports desk with Jay-Z. Jay-Z, take it away. What's going on?
Yeah, dude. Conor McGregor, he's preparing for Floyd Mayweather, even though there hasn't been an official announcement from Floyd saying that he's going to fight. But,
it's coming.
Yeah.
Building the drama, building the suspense.
Yeah.
The money is just too good. I mean,
you can't say no to that.
Right. You can't say no to it.
No.
And so wow, Conor McGregor. I wonder what his natural boxing skills are like.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see. We're gonna find out soon enough.
Yeah, interesting. I understand McGregor and the UFC's. I mean, the money talks, right? But I wonder, like, behind it all, like, man, we're sending this guy again, probably who's still probably in the top 2 pound for pound fighters.
Yeah.
And I just, unless McGregor's got a lot of great innate boxing skills, Mayweather is gonna, unless his skills have so deteriorated because he's been such an infrequent fighter, he's gonna mop the floor with him. I mean, but if it was in a cage, I mean, McGregor's mopping the floor with Mayweather. So that's very interesting. But I think at this point it's gonna happen. I think they're just building the drama and the suspense, trying to get people, this has to happen.
Yeah, Mayweather, he's just so quick. He's quick on his feet, and
he is. Yeah, he's one of those.
He can't really hit him.
No, he's one of those fighters, right? You look, and he makes it look so easy that it's not one of those like guys that go bing, 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 but he's so slippery, right? And I mean, and so he'll slip in and out, and you think, oh, he's gonna tag him for sure, and then he's like just moves just like 0.2 to nanometers, and you miss, and he's one of those guys that just he comes around once every generation if you're lucky in boxing, and which is kind of a weird thing with Floyd, because I followed his career, and of course his father, Mayweather, but
hasn't Mayweather gotten in a lot of trouble with women, beating women?
Oh God!
I think I'm not sure. I don't think so.
And gets away with it every time.
Maybe I don't know. He's
who are you talking about?
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys I followed through his career, and he's one of those guys that has like Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali level sort of just ring generalship, right? I mean, he knows literally every inch of that ring, and that's what makes him so slick and everything, because you're not going to really catch him off guard.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that when he got the money, and I mean big money, and I can understand why he did it. I mean, because if you're a boxer, I mean, you don't want to end up like Ali, and having taken one too many shots, the Rocky Balboa, taking one too many shots. So I understand that you want to kind of, but one of those guys like, man, I wish you would have fought more. I wish you would have. But again, I mean, he knocked out everyone he needed to. I mean, after you clean out your division, and he's 3 now? 3 weight classes has moved up, and he's just one of those rare talents. Though.
I think his last fight was with Pacquiao.
Manny.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And in answer to your question, the answer is yes.
There you go.
Wonderful. No.
Yeah. Wonderful guy.
Well, you can pull it up in other, but this one's on Business Insider.
Gotcha.
Has a whole several counts of
the dirty, sordid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like
boxing.
This is the problem I have with men's sports. Is we were just talking about Michael Vick, right? Out there with the dogs, Floyd Mayweather. It's like, well, because you're a sports figure.
Yeah.
you're okay, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay to be racist. It's not okay to domestic violence. It's not okay to, animal abuse.
Yeah.
I think it's
so. It's like the moment I see sports figures doing that, it's like, you're done. You're dead. I can't enjoy your sport. Sorry,
Right.
That's the way I feel. It's people have to stop.
Emmanuel,
you have to stop. You can't let it go. And the richer and the more successful you are, the more you let it go, right?
Right.
I mean, I know that's...
Well, one of the great conversations I heard about was a very, very iconic Emmanuel Stewart. He ran the Kronk Gym out of Detroit, right? Tons of fighters that has gone through, that's been world champions, and that's one of the things. Hey, Emmanuel, why in boxing does there seem to be, so much stuff that's out of the ring?
Football,
these guys, right? And I thought he addressed it very eloquently. He's like, listen, he goes, these guys are in a very aggressive sport, okay? Mm-hmm. And these guys are told 23 hours a day, kill,
It's roid rage. It's roid rage.
It is. And
I mean, that enhances it.
But also, he threw in the factor of, listen, a lot of these guys come from really crappy upbringing.
I don't know.
And then just because you give him millions of dollars doesn't mean he's magically going to turn into the sophisticated, Eastern Ivy League guy.
But I don't.
I don't know. But I think it's a combination.
Yeah, never.
There's an excuse for it.
Never justifies it.
No,
never.
I don't think so.
Never gives you an okay to do that.
No.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how popular you are, doesn't give you the right to do that.
In fact, I think it's the exact polar opposite, right? If you come from just a hellacious upbringing, and you are lucky enough to transcend a sport where they're throwing millions of dollars at you, man, if it was me, for gosh sakes, I would be a friggin' Boy Scout, because I ain't gonna want to lose it, right? I mean, you're making millions of bucks. I'm sitting there like, no, listen, I will kiss babies, I will attend, supermarket openings, I will walk the line.
There are even then, there are sports figures who were like that. The ones that we remember that they were the good guys.
We can look up to,
the Clyde Drexlers.
Everyone has personal stuff going on in their lives, okay?
Yeah.
But, you cross the line with domestic abuse.
Oh, I agree.
And animal abuse and stuff. It's just like done, Murder!
Right.
I mean, and again, it's like there's just no excuse. And you got politicians and you got sports figures, and I don't know. I hate... See, this is the kind of stuff I hate talking about.
Right. Especially on a Feel Good Friday.
It's not. Okay, let's talk about women.
I'm going to ride that horse till the end.
Who punch people.
Ooh.
Because I was curious. Because I wanted to know. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
So her headline is Battle of the Network Stars. She's going to be a team captain.
Wow.
DeMarcus Ware. Ronda Rousey and DeMarcus Ware named on Battle of the Network Stars. So that's what Ronda Rousey is up to. I just was wondering, because there's been, what is she up to? Is she going to do some more fighting or whatever? She's got a... She can do television and movies and all that stuff. So
Ronda Rousey versus Floyd Mayweather.
Anyway, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just this is the problem with talking about sports when you talk about these people, and then it's like, oh well, let's look at their rap sheet and all that, and you're like.
Right.
Okay, why are we even discussing this?
I know it makes your blood boil, doesn't
it?
Yeah, it just makes you angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, it's like it's I don't know. It's like let's talk.
Well, also the guys in the sports, the iconic guys.
This is why I what news items do I read? Science, right?
Right.
We discovered this star. Neil deGrasse Tyson says it's interesting. It's like, okay, good. That's all good stuff, right?
Right.
As soon as we get into sports, you're dealing with even John Terry. He's a hero, but he had his row. There was a point where you didn't want to
checkered path.
You didn't want to leave your wife in the same room with John Terry. Apparently.
Hey, honey, we invited John Terry home for dinner tonight. I hope the pop roast is ready.
On his legacy, but that's a kind of a different level as to domestic violence or all this stuff. God, I can't believe we're talking about this on a Friday. This is just like so uncomfortable. I mean, it is uncomfortable. We have a nation right now that's full of racism.
Yeah.
And it's 2017. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm pretty fed up.
You know what we need right now?
You know what gets me even more fed up?
Okay.
Hillary Clinton.
You're right, yeah. Her couple interviews.
So I just looked here, and this is some site called hotair.com. I haven't heard of them, but the headline is Dems to Hillary, we're getting pretty tired of the view under your bus.
Yeah.
So basically, and I don't want to drive this into the road, but and I know, right? We're all like, geez, wouldn't it have been better if she was president? Okay, but she's back. She's doing the speaking tour. Yeah. She was at this, I think it was the Recode conference with the Walt Mossberg and what's her name? Swisher, whatever. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. But anyway, and so she's talking about the election. And you gotta, I've listened to, I haven't heard the whole thing, but I've listened to the clips.
Yeah.
And it's, I think there's going to be a drinking game now as to how many more excuses that each time she comes up and does a speaking gig, what new excuses have we added to the list?
Right.
At the conference, so we know what they are. First, I take full responsibility, but Comey.
Here comes the asterisk. Yeah. Comey.
Russians.
Yep.
What's the other one? There's another one in there that's a big one. It's sexism.
Comey, Rush sexism.
Which, right, Yeah. But anyway, but she added like about 3 or 4 more to the list.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest ones was the database that they were using at the Democratic Party, which, by the way, they bought from Romney. From the Republicans. It says, I mean, she named the database, like, well, we're using the Oculus, whatever, Orca, or whatever the hell the thing is called, and that didn't do this, and you're like going, are you kidding me? And all of these things are, someone said at one point, these things, weird stuff happens during a campaign.
Yeah.
Your campaign adjusts and you win.
Yeah.
Like, you decide to go to Wisconsin once to go Glenham the people. Like, so I mean, it's just like, and it's a tough thing to listen to because, a lot of people do not like, given what we've been given.
Yeah.
I think at this point we would take Hillary in the White House. Please, here it is. Here's the chair. Here's the desk. Have a nice day.
At this point, we'd take a 3-toed sloth.
Well, come on. I don't say that about her. No, we didn't. But God. But anyway, but this whole she's doing it wrong. She's just doing it wrong. She just needs to. Here's what I think. See, and now people are like, "Well, you're telling a woman." No, this is wrong. If Al Gore would have come out and done all this stuff, well, the reason I lost was this. Well, the reason I lost was this. One of the number one reasons Al Gore didn't make it, and he was so close. His name was Bill Clinton, and it was called impeachment.
Right.
Ding ding.
And after 8 years, the Clinton fatigue, people wanted.
The fatigue was put a nail in the coffin with, and I think Gore at one point finally kind of said, that impeachment thing didn't really help my cause there running for president, right? But at some point you let it go and you move on.
Yeah.
And I think what we need from Hillary Clinton, and then this was also this database and stuff that ended up with, it was the Democratic Party. They were bankrupt. They were, and everyone's like, the Democratic Party shivved Bernie in the back for you. What are you talking about?
And then they kicked the corpse after, just to make sure.
What are you talking about? Yeah. So this is just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think what we really would expect and need, and it's maybe because Hillary Clinton is not a very good campaigner.
See, that is not that in itself is, I think you're hitting upon the the crux of it. Okay, I feel you, and I agree 1,000%. I think at that point you need to sit down, and instead of coming from an angle of arrogance and hubris, you need to do some reflection and say, you know what. But
the argument against that would be like, well, Jason, you're a guy, and you're being said, no. I don't think so. I think this is the individual. I mean, Elizabeth Warren isn't out there, doing. Here's the thing. I mean, we have actually just speaking of Warren, Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, we have women in the party who are very. Strong as far as politically, and you're like, that there's many more, and it's like you could have a run at it. Let's keep you in the game.
I totally agree. The reason why Hillary lost, I mean, you can blame it on the Russians, you can blame it on Comey, you can blame it on the whole
man.
myriad.
This has gotten devolved into. When you're starting to blame your own party now, this is new. Like, we've got 4 or 5 new things now that are to blame for this loss. It's like, you're done. Get out. Stop.
You know what I blame? I think this is the heart of it. No message.
Yes,
especially when you go against a deeply flawed, and I'm being kind when I say deeply flawed candidate in Trump. She needed at the heart of it, at the very core and soul of it, she needed to say, listen, not only look at all the crap that this guy's doing, but this is what I want to do for you. This is what she got lost in the whole. But
what I really wanted is, now that this has happened, maybe shore up and show leadership. At one point, it was like, we're going to be the resistance. That was the first thing.
Yeah. Okay. It's the ticked off knee-jerk reaction.
But you can. But how about when you do these speaking engagements, you pretty much don't spend all this time trying to figure out what excuses for what happened, right?
Yeah.
And never bring up the fact that you didn't go to Wisconsin, or you didn't do some of the basic campaiigning that everyone said you needed to go do.
Yeah. Or provide a voice.
Or your senior your team.
Because it isn't about the other guy. It's about what do you stand for?
But here's what I want.
Yeah.
And I don't even I want the message.
Yeah.
Like, I want Hillary Clinton to go on there and go, okay, here I was the first woman to run for the presidency.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. Here I am. Here's the message. And here's the message of the guy in office.
Yeah.
And here's our message.
Yeah.
And here's why we're better.
Yep.
And here's what we have to focus on next time.
Exactly.
That's what I want to hear from Hillary Clinton. That's what I want to hear from any candidate.
Yep.
And I've sorry, but I've heard that from people like Bernie. I heard it from Elizabeth Warren. I've heard it by other leaders. But I'm not hearing that from Hillary Clinton. I'm hearing about databases, and the Democrats were out of money, and this and that, and the Russians, And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done. This isn't, what are you doing? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
Totally agree.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've realized is, the job one, the number one thing a politician does, politics. The actual job, I hate to say it, is second to politics.
Okay.
Because the only, and we have the example of it right now.
Sure.
We have the example of it in the White House.
Yep.
Someone
whose character, and I mean character, I don't mean like fortitude and all the noble stuff. I'm talking about his cult of personality.
The whole
drives all of it.
The whole thing is, when we said during that campaign, who's qualified to be president, Hillary Clinton or Trump? And guess what? What was that equation? Hillary Clinton. She's had the time that she's been in politics, had the time in the White House. She is I know some people, but if you said, is she qualified to be president? It was like, hands down.
Sure.
Of course. Right? Who was the best campaigner and who won? It was Trump. He knew what to do on a campaign. He knew it. And the stuff coming out of his mouth, the stuff coming out of his Twitter. it's a sad state in America that works, but
I think also Hillary's. I think Hillary's what her game plan was made. I mean, the sad thing is Hillary's game plan made Trump's is crappy. And listen, everything you need not to do when you're running for president, Trump kind of did. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But when you have no message and you have nothing to offer, it came down to basically, like you said, listen, hey, who's qualified? Who's got the temperament? Hillary, hands down, right? No question. The problem was, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist or a James Carville to figure out the reason why she didn't win is people just don't like her. Well, and so if you need to get over that, what do you got to do?
But that can be turned around.
You can be turned. It's totally fixable. Yeah. See, Hillary, why don't you try acting like a human? Get out there and be candid.
I mean, look, you want to take an example of a guy? Al Gore.
Yeah.
Al Gore. Yep. Great example. There's a
great
guy.
Example.
People think he's well liked, but on the campaign trail, always stiff. And the funny thing, I remember after he lost or conceded, this hanging chads and all that.
Florida,
he basically was, they were neck and neck.
Yeah. 348 votes or something like that.
Yeah, and it's still questionable whether or not, there's a margin of error. It could have been Al Gore. May have been our president. But anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing is, after he lost and he did his kind of tour thing that Hillary's doing, all of a sudden he'd give interviews and he was relaxed and this, and some people said, why couldn't he have done this on the campaign trail? He's so much more likable after the election than he was before, because he was always so stiff. And even I was like, very Gore, dude, I don't know, Mr. Stiff Man, I can't move my neck, So there's another example. It's not a woman thing. It's not a guy thing. It's a politician thing.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you, I'm like stuck because I just binge watched the season 5 of House of Cards.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna do it because last season I didn't like last season so much, and I don't know if it was the show or politics in general, what's going on in the world, because it's a tough one to now watch. But this season was good. I really liked this season.
That's what I've heard. I've heard
it's real good.
The scuttlebutt.
Highly recommend it, and it's got a good storyline. And as it's going, you kind of get this sense of where this storyline is going. Very totally relevant to what's happening today. But when you're watching House of Cards, and then you're looking at the White House, you're looking at what's going on today, and you wish the Underwoods were in the White House.
Right.
You got problems, folks.
Right.
The Underwoods look like Boy Scouts compared, or the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts compared to what we got going here.
Oh,
of course they have had a few political murders and stuff along the way, but whatever.
Right. They're like Nixon reanimated, but you're still like, wow. I'd rather take the Underwood administration than
with no experience necessary. Anyway, I would vote for Kevin Spacey as president and Robin Wright as vice president any day of the week. At this point,
right?
They look the part. They're actors. They can play the part. I mean, it's like, oh my word, I am so depressed. I am so depressed.
Yeah,
and the headlines aren't helping.
No. But it is a feel good Friday here at Coffee with Curmudgeons.
It's realizing, but the House of Cards is good.
Yeah,
it really sets you up now where it's like, okay, now I want to see season 6.
Yeah.
So, and I know that I think Spacey has said it's been hard to figure out what to do with that show because the reality is so much.
I'm sure it influences the writing of it.
So I think Jay-Z brought up as a little preview that Comey is going to testify.
Yes,
on Thursday. So
June 8th, right? Something like that?
Yeah,
June
8th. That is June 8th.
He's going to do a open session, and then later in the afternoon, he's going to do a closed session.
No.
And that's when they're going to get down to the classified sort of what's going on.
Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but Trump is trying to block his testimony.
That is the rumor, that behind the scenes Trump is trying to do everything he can to block Comey's testimony, because I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, that when he sits down in that chair and the spotlights are turned on, old James, and he starts rolling out what's going on, and then actually pulls out the memos that he wrote, it's not going to look good, especially the whole loyalty oath stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what they talked about when the cameras aren't on them, right?
Yep.
And so,
yeah, I'm not a politician, but that doesn't seem possible for Trump to be able to do that, to block his testimony.
It shouldn't be.
No, yeah, because it's Congress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And back in the old days, back when we had an America, Congress was one of the pillars of power of the United States.
The checks
to the executive,
balances,
and the judicial. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone.
He's been on the phone nonstop trying to get the House guys to, like Nunes and the other guys, even Nunes, who had to step aside, right? They're trying to get them to throw sticks in the spokes of it to try to, knock it off the rails, but it ain't going to happen. I mean, everything now is such a laser-like focus.
It shouldn't happen.
And everyone is now on, this should scare, and I think this is why it scares Trump, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about anything political today. But
what else are you going to talk about?
I think the real thing that never got caught and really talked enough about is Mueller and Comey. They've already set the parameters. They've sat down and they decided you can talk about this and you can do it, and they've done it from a very legalistic standpoint. And that should scare Trump, because that means Mueller and them, they got their ducks going. They got them in a row. And so if you're looking to throw chaos in the equation, you're not going to get it, because Mueller is a very staunch rule, by the rules, by the book, and that's why I think Trump is getting so frustrated, is because it's falling on deaf ears now.
Yeah.
People have now.
Well, Mueller, they brought Mueller in for credibility. Because Dems and Republicans are like, no, this guy's good. Bring him in, because you got to bring someone in that both sides will.
Oh, you thought the Occupy movement and the Occupy demonstrations were wild and woolly. Wait, if they didn't hire someone like a Mueller, wait to see what would have happened when they, McConnell or the other guys. Well, nothing to see here. Let's go about our business. People would have freaked.
Well, I think what's what's funny is Comey has also felt that way, because he's equally hated by Republicans and Democrats.
Yep.
Or at least Clinton, I guess. Yeah.
Which in a real world, not the alternative Star Trek world, you want a guy that both sides hate, because it means he's doing his job right. That he's not taking favorites. That he's down the middle.
I think we just stop watching the news and just watch in reruns all 5 seasons of House of Cards over and over again. That'll be your alternate reality,
right? And if you want to
Underwood,
and if you want to throw a little lemon, little lemon squeezy into it, watch a couple episodes of Veep.
Oh yeah, I've never watched that show.
Funny show.
Is it? I hear it's good.
Funny show. Yeah.
I hear it's very good. I never watched The West Wing. But I always heard that was a very good show. I even think there might be some actors from The West Wing that are on this House of Cards. But I always heard The West Wing was pretty good.
I've never seen 1 minute of The West Wing, but from everyone says it's a fantastic show, and I think it's one of the things that I'm going to go back. My grand list of things I need to get to with the conversation and everything like that.
Yeah. You got to watch that War Machine. I'm
going to do that this weekend. Yeah, that's on my slate.
It's an easy watch, but it's a good one. I don't know. The problem I have is I want this pressure on all of them.
Yeah,
because they're dismantling everything right now.
Yeah,
and so that's my problem. I want everybody out because we're dismantling everything that.
Yeah,
made America great.
Yeah.
The big news, the big headline, of course, today is the climate change,
the Paris
Accord that pulled out. There was no big surprise there.
No, we knew it was coming.
the headline. The headline from the Washington Post: the latest, Betsy DeVos weighs in on climate change. Oh joy! Good for her.
I know what her quote was. I don't even have to read it to know that it may not be verbatim, but it's in the spirit of it. There's no climate change. What climate change? That's her thing.
I was gonna, I mentioned War Machine.
Yeah.
And I looked this up, and I was gonna tell you, because this War Machine movie that's on Netflix is based on a true story.
Yeah.
And it was based on, I'm looking at it up right here. There was this reporter for Rolling Stone, Michael Hastings, who went to Afghanistan, did a whole thing with General McChrystal.
Yeah. And
then the report came out, and McChrystal, they were saying some disparaging things about Obama. Obama called him back to Washington and fired him. Hey, General, you're fired.
Yeah.
Your staff. And that's what War Machine is based on. If you recall, Hastings died in a very bizarre car accident in 2013 in L.A. He was the reporter who was in the speeding car on fire or whatever that crashed. And, of course, it's one of those things where... Well, it's his wife, who was also a reporter, they're all like, nothing to see here, but...
Yeah.
Very weird. And someone came out and said that the car was hacked and accelerated. I think that's a crazy conspiracy theory, but that was a story. But it was very, very bizarre.
Yeah.
And and it's always like, well, the person was depressed. They were, like a Tiger Woods thing, right? Oh, yeah, the prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Possible, but it's always weird when you have a high-profile reporter that does something about a very powerful general. Takes down a very powerful person, and then a few years later winds up dead. Right?
When whistleblowers go missing, you're kind of like, ooh, something's afoot.
And it seems to happen very often. And of course, this is one of the things that we talk about in the relation to Vladimir Putin. Of course, right?
Yeah,
I mean, there was something very similar.
That's a drinking game, man. Name all the people who've said bad stuff about Putin that have cropped up.
Who've suddenly, suicide by critical article.
Right.
So, I mean, it's scary out there. Yeah. Megyn Kelly interviewed
That's
Putin.
Right, yeah. She also, there's a minor kerfuffle here about Megyn Kelly. She did her first official interview for NBC.
Yeah, and that was Putin?
Well, no, I don't know who it was, but the kerfuffle is that... a lot of people panned it. They said it was kind of a crap interview, and so I don't know. I got to take a look at it. I just saw it literally this morning when I'm flying out the door.
Yeah, I thought
Crap,
it was.
I'm late.
I thought it was Putin because it was like, oh, Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
The headline is Putin said even children could hack an election. So, well, Putin claims that it's it could have been Russians, private.
I loved his thing too. Yeah, it wasn't the Russian state. We've never hacked anybody, but it could have been certain patriotic individuals that. I go, okay, dude.
What is this?
Okay.
In Newsweek,
okay.
Which is not.
Have you guys already talked about the Kathy Griffin?
I was gonna talk about it in a second here.
Okay, yeah.
And then the Kofefe.
We talked.
Okay.
It's already done. Kofefe.
Okay.
It's a meme, You got 48 hours, man.
Okay.
And then it's like...
That was Wednesday's... We went on a major Kofefe thing.
Yeah. No. It's like, internet moves fast. It's born, it lives...
Yeah, and then it dies.
It's
got a life cycle. Yeah.
It's not 15 minutes anymore, folks. It's 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. According to Newsweek, Putin, Russia being persecuted like Jews. Megyn Kelly needs a pill for her hysteria. This is the headline here. And then there's a John McCain video that won't stop playing. While Russian President Vladimir Putin appeared in a humorous mood on his second day at St. Petersburg Economic Forum, the mood soured as questions from American journalist Megyn Kelly turned to the subject of the U.S. election and Russia's allegation in it. he stated his exchange with Kelly, who was moderating a panel of world leaders. So Kelly was doing that. I haven't watched this yet.
No. Yeah.
So, all our own personal problems, like Doc Normal trying to get stuff done on a Thursday that was scheduled for a Wednesday, and people's alarms. So,
right. Whoever that guy is.
So, and next week, since we're firing Jason, we'll have Kathy Griffin sitting in as a co-host of this show.
Kathy, welcome aboard.
Yeah. She'll be bringing a severed head with her. So what's going on there with Kathy Griffin scandal? She's been fired from CNN.
Yeah.
She's comic. She's a comic.
Yeah.
I always kind of like Kathy. She's been around for a good 20 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
So she did a photo shoot, right?
Yes. Yeah, she did.
And what do we know about that?
We know that it was gruesome and bloody and
she
a little very overboard.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I dislike Trump, it was
right.
Too much.
So decapitating a facsimile of our commander-in-chief, and then holding up the bloody stump of a head in the camera.
Yeah.
I understand what she did it, and I understand some of the shock and awe from people on the right, and but two things. First, Kathy, she is a seasoned comedian, and that's not totally unexpected. The other thing is, and this is just my own personal view, so take it with a grain of salt, and that is, hey, listen, man, you guys spent 8 years burning Obama effigies hanging from a noose. You don't have the right to say, oh my gosh, I cannot believe somebody would do this and say this about our American president, when literally for 8 years, the mannequin that she holds up in her head, right? This is the same guy who got his start in politics by claiming the president wasn't even born in America. I mean, something so wackadoo like that. So the whole righteous indignation shock stuff. Yeah, she may have gone a little bit overboard. I'm not gonna debate that with you. But I'm just like, you call people snowflakes, and then you start, for 8 years you just unrelentingly went over the top against
Obama.
Against Obama, the former administration. And take it and shut up, all right? Maybe if it happens again and again, maybe you got some, you can voice your moral outrage, but not in this case. Just let it go, folks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm always like, it's not helping.
No,
it's not helping. So if you, and we saw people burning Obama,
hanging from a noose,
and totally unacceptable. And I think what she did was unacceptable too. It's just,
I agree.
Way crosses the line. You can. Again, this goes back to the message. What's your message? What's your my message is I hate that guy. I hate him. Well, okay, that's great. Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
I used to have a boss once, and she was one of my favorite bosses. And her whole thing was, you go to your boss with a problem. Well, we're having a problem with this, or we don't have enough time to do this.
Yeah.
We can't test this thing in enough time. We don't have enough time. We have to do this. Her thing was always like, if you bring me a problem, bring me your solution. Or your idea, and that always stuck with me.
Yeah,
and you're like, I've heard people say, oh, that's terrible, right? They're not doing their job. No, they are exactly doing their job. They're mentoring, and people, if you empower people for solutions, because it's easy. Everyone can point the finger and say, here's a problem. Here's a problem. Here's a problem. The problem we're having right now in the United States, in Portland, everywhere, is no one's coming with solutions.
Right.
I'm saying, we all see the problem, but give me the solution.
Right.
And maybe you don't have just one solution, but at least it can even at least be a conversation starter. And I've always said that the best leaders I read a thing about a CEO. Same thing. He was like, don't let people just throw problems at you.
Yeah.
You put it back on them to go solve it. Take ownership. Yeah. And this is the problem in this country. Kathy Griffin, not solving a problem. You know, nothing against her, but that's not a solution. And you definitely don't fight fire with fire. You definitely don't go, all the stuff that they did to Obama, and then turn around and do stuff with Trump and all that.
Yeah.
Although I thought the statue in New York was kind of inventive.
It's like don't sink down to their level.
Saying, that was kind of parody, but
don't sink down to their level.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the best, if you're a comedian, the most effective thing is parody. But that kind of went beyond it. So I agree. I would not personally have done that, and I think that's kind of, I don't know, low form. But on the other hand,
it's so ghoulish. I mean, here's the other thing where we've actually had real beheadings and things like that happening in the world. It's kind of ghoulish. I've noticed America's kind of a ghoulish place now.
Oh, we love our horror movies, dude. We love our
but it's
dark.
Kind of gone beyond that.
Yeah.
I mean, now you're just watching a Disney program and stuff, and it's all Mickey Mouse and Mickey and Minnie are doing political murders to get the White House or something, and you're like, wow, Disney went dark, didn't it?
Right. We moved from Disney right into full-fledged, Stanley Kubrick sort of almost Apocalypse Now
Donald
sort
Duck
of.
is a dark ops working for Blackwater. I don't know. It's
went from Mickey Mouse to Colonel Kurtz.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Jason!
Yes.
We're getting to our Feel Good Friday. We are now getting our film ideas.
We're getting snappy.
We do the Disney thing. We'll get sued. We will do the Disney characters in a remake of Apocalypse Now.
Ooh, the only Disney character I can do somewhat decently is Goofy.
Goofy?
I can do Goofy a little bit. Again, my daughter always do Goofy again, Goofy again. And I mentioned, here's Goofy, right? Now who's going to be Kurtz? It's got to be Mickey, right? It's the Heart of Darkness, right? Or imagine you're Martin Sheen and you walk in there and you go through these gauze I don't know, gauze like curtains and you, hey, what are you doing? Hey, come a little bit closer, will you? Oh, you arrived by boat. You like all the beheadings I did out there? They're hanging from poles.
Porky, see, I always get Looney Tunes and Disney mixed up. So
we need a Mel Blanc.
So Donald Duck is Disney. Daffy Duck is Looney Tunes. So I was doing the proper Donald Duck.
You were?
Yeah. We just mix it up. Do it like
or maybe
Roger Rabbit, so we can just mix and match characters.
Or maybe Mickey and Sheen.
I want to see Porky Pig.
I'm here. Oh, come here, you little mouse. I'm going to decapitate you.
I want to see Porky Pig. How does Porky Pig...
Bit. That's all.
It smells like... Victory. Jeez.
I love that. Oh, we gotta make this.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Just...
Hey there.
The Muppets do Apocalypse Now or something.
Never thought I'd be in Cambodia, did you?
NuzBox production, yeah.
What a... See...
That'd be great.
How come you only got 3 fingers, you mouse?
Oh,
sorry.
Man.
I started going off on a tangent.
Dennis...
I love it.
But it should be a mix. Because you'd have Martin Sheen show up and...
What's up, Kurtz?
What's up, Kurtz?
Oh, come a little bit closer, will you? I can't really see you. I'm all opium, I can smoke a lot of opium here. Get over here.
In a special tune version of Hearts of Darkness.
Don't let the cannibals bring you down. Come closer.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it. Right, let's throw in some Muppets, too. Let's just throw everyone, because Disney owns the Muppets Henson now,
Yeah.
You know, you walk in there. How about this? How about this spin, right? It's just goofy. You walk in there and you're just waka, waka, waka.
They come in, like at the end. Spoiler alert, but whatever. At the end of Apocalypse Now, of course, Martin Sheen comes in to go, take care of Kurtz.
Yeah.
There are body parts laying around.
All over the place.
A lot of bizarre stuff.
Grisly.
Dennis Hopper's gone off the rails. Right? And there's Kermit by the river next to a bunch of heads singing Rainbow Connection. Rainbow Connection.
Right. The psychos, the commies in me.
And that's the point that Martin Sheen's character knows that he's taken too much LSD in Vietnam.
Right. Oh, that has to be made now. We got to do that.
Oh, God. Freaky Friday. Anyway, so my point is, you gotta help.
Yeah, you need a message.
Our solution here at this dumbass production is Looney Tunes and Muppets doing a remake of Apocalypse Now.
Love that dumbass production. There's only so far we can go, folks. You got to take it from here, please.
Yes.
Oh, help us out. Help me help you.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, that's great.
I'm
gonna be humming Rainbow Connection for the rest of the day. Oh, get out my little banjo and
a great song. There was one other thing that I saw here in the headlines. There was some local news, but about the burrito stuff. But I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
I was pulling one thing out, although, you know how you look at the Google News and recent headlines, UN chief to name ex-German president as Western Sahara envoy. From Reuters. Again from Reuters, British PM May could win 60-seat majority. Ashcroft model estimate. And then in NBCnews.com, sex robots are coming and they're not as skeevy as you think.
Wow, they're clean sex robots.
This is exactly... your headlines on your Google News.
On your Feel Good Friday.
So there you go. I wasn't even looking at my Facebook here. I never...
Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah.
What a day, I tell you.
What
we got stuff coming up this weekend in Portland.
Yeah. Sunday.
Stay home.
Yeah, don't
Just
go out.
Stay home. Just hide, watch those soccer games or whatever.
Jay-Z, when it's Sunday, just don't get out of bed.
Okay.
Just stay home.
Okay.
It's gonna get ugly.
Okay.
Wait, what's the Sunday?
Ooh,
sorry, I didn't
a
need
big March.
It's like the Thrilla in Manila.
Yeah,
it's like what was the one?
It's not even fun. I just like
yeah. Okay, imagine this. You're an alt-right group. Read white supremacist. Well, they're all getting together in Portland. They're going to go down and hold this huge rally down there in Terry Shrunk Park.
Yeah.
And so the people on the left, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna meet them down there, and it's gonna start going." I mean, the cops better show up in their riot gear because it is going to be a Pier Sixer throwdown.
Yeah,
it's going to get bad,
Yeah, but you're talking about it like a sports thing. It's like, this is horrible.
What's the purpose of this
just
event?
A rally. It's political rally.
It's just a white supremacist pro-Trump rally.
And
it's and you're right. I'm making
really
light of
depressing.
it. I'm making light of it, making sports allusions to it, but it's just not going to end well.
So there's going to be violence guaranteed.
I don't know.
If the white supremacists show up at Terry Shrunk Park, there's going to be violence. Everybody, and this is the sad and alarming thing, is the whole. I've seen this on social media the last 48 hours. People are just, that's it. I've had enough. I'm bringing knives or whatever. And it's like when you get to that sort of toxic level, it's like, man, you better bring in the National Guard or something because, and I don't want this to set a precedent, right? Well, I don't want these people to see this on the air and say, oh, yeah, maybe I can do that in my town. And next thing you know, I mean, we've got coast to coast.
So here's my problem.
Yeah.
And this is what I call you out on this.
Yeah.
Part of the solution, here's something else I was always taught. Part of the solution to some of this stuff is, you don't want to say ignore it, but don't give it the spotlight.
Don't give it the light of day. Yeah.
And this is what happens with like people who murder and all that. Pull it back. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm always like cringing when like we're talking about this right now. That's what they want. They want you to talk about it. Even if you're disparaging about it, they want the attention. All publicity is good publicity. I don't want to give any of these people, these asshats, any sort of publicity. It's like shut it down. Just shun it.
I agree. And I think that a large part that's the human response to it. But I also believe and again, America has done a really crappy job at confronting its seedy underbelly, right? We just push it in a corner and say it never happened. We are at a kind of a crux and a focal point in history to where, I mean, I'm not saying give it tons of light of day, but we need to finally, as a nation, as a people, as a society, we need to confront this and smack it over the head and send it into the dirt forever. And the only way to do that is just to, like the whole allusion to, again, I'm going to throw a little naked lunch, thing. It's a frozen moment where there's everything is on the table. You know it. You don't push it away and decide, well, this is horrible. We'll talk about it some other day when it's good. Because we're getting to such a fascistic level here in the country that the only way maybe is to end this once and for all is for people to see how truly horrible and just sickening that it is, and as a country to finally get beyond that. And I know that's a lot of aspirational thinking on my part, and I know it's like
need leadership. Got to start doing it positively.
Exactly, and that falls right into what you're saying about the solutions. The only way we are ever going to get beyond this is somebody steps forward and says, "Listen, enough." And but. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I can give you a lot of rosy, we need to this, that, but...
Not too rosy.
Yeah.
So, I want to end this on some interesting notes here. There's a lot of interesting things going on. You've heard about this one headline that's always comes up, this headline where NASA has discovered an alien structure around a star.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Now, first of all, that's a crazy headline to get you in.
Yeah.
NASA did not discover an alien structure, a Dyson sphere or whatever, around a star. What's happening is there's a star out there that Kepler has been looking at, and other telescopes. Kepler is this probe that's out there in space that's built to discover exoplanets. So it can measure the light and what happens when planets circle around a star. The light goes down and they can do a spectrum analysis. This is why we have all this discovery of new planets that we're finding right now. So we've got specific science, and we're finding tons of them around stars, and then they're finding that they can tell what distance they are and other things, and they can say that looks like, we don't know for sure, but that's could be habitable.
The Goldilocks area.
The Goldilocks area. We've talked about this in there.
Yeah.
Well, one of these stars that Kepler looked at, and then they train other telescopes, and they're building the world's largest telescope right now on Earth.
Nice.
So, and they're networking them now. So there's going to be a lot of new astronomy science. Anyway, one of these stars is losing light and gaining light in a very erratic way, in a very unlike a regular kind of way that you discover a planet. It's something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
It's like, and it loses a huge percentage of light, then comes back, and no one knows why. It's like, what's there? And so, of course, someone said, that could be what you'd see with an advanced alien civilization with a Dyson sphere. Is they're sucking out the energy. A Dyson sphere is a structure that you put around a star and you suck out the energy.
Yeah.
It's the idea that if you get advanced enough as a civilization, which Earth's not going to because we're just going to destroy ourselves. Hello. That you would start sucking, you've got your energy right there at a star. That's where you get your power.
Yeah.
But there's been a comet cloud is an idea that there's a comet cloud circling the real science. Yeah. And those sorts of things. One of the newest ideas is that maybe there's something, and I think this is interesting, maybe there's something in our own solar system that's interfering with the light from here to there, which is something I thought about, and there's a guy writing a paper on that. So they're submitting all these papers. There's always these confabs, astronomers get together. Yeah. But what's really interesting, what's happening, is this has happened again, and telescopes have been looking at this phenomenon now for a few years, and they just captured it live. So they captured this change, and so they're going through the data. So they're watching this happen live. So that's hopefully going to give us even more data.
Yeah, very cool.
In addition to that, Hubble was looking at a star, and it turned into a black hole right in front of us. So we've got all these telescopes out there looking at things, and we've never actually seen a star go to a black hole.
Yeah.
Like live and in person. Hubble captured that, a different thing that happened. Wow. So look at the astronomy stuff. There's a lot of great astronomy things going on.
Right.
There's a quantum, I think he's a quantum physicist philosopher. He's a physicist philosopher. I can't remember what university he's at. New York University, who is saying that he believes that we should rethink the idea of time, that in a nutshell, maybe time is actually absolute and it's not space-time. The idea now with Einstein and that is that in theory you could warp time, go back, go forward. Yeah. This guy's working on an idea that no, maybe we need to rethink that idea. That somehow, and there's some good scientific reasons why that might be the case. You can just read that article there. The world's blackest paint, matte paint, is now available for purchase. You can buy it. Here it is right here. I've been watching this. This is, with kind of the whole molecular science, they have invented these flattest, blackest paints. And one of the things that this works is for camouflage. And there it is right there. Wow. And it's not always available, but now it is. Vanta Black is what it's called. Wow. I think there's two versions, Black 2.0 and Vanta Black. And Black 2.0, here's a picture right there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's in real light. So it's essentially paint molecularly. It's sucking, it's absorbing the light.
You know what that really is going to come in handy as now? You know who's going to really take advantage of this?
Who?
The Wile E. Coyote. Because now when he paints on the tunnel on the side of the wall,
that is exactly
the Roadrunner's going to fall right into it.
This is exactly the application.
There you go.
That's exactly the application.
Right. Do we know if it's made by Acme?
Acme, yeah. It's got to be Acme.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have anything left, but I'm leaving you with the best news of the day.
Excellent.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Remember Rick Moranis?
Yes. Oh, I know where you're going. This is great. This is
great. Yeah. It's on that site, though, that I don't want to show.
Right.
Some of Rick, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yep. Ghostbusters.
He's the neighbor in Ghostbusters. Yep. He's the guy who's I never can memorize his lines about when he becomes possessed and Zool. He's the gatekeeper. He's running around. He's possessed. He's the gatekeeper to open the gates of hell for Zool or whatever. Right. Fantastic.
I am a real Ghostbuster.
SCTV. Yeah. Of course, this is where he got his start. Yes. He was one half of the awesome, most famous Bob and Doug McKenzie. Hey, hoser.
Yeah, hey. Strange Brew, man.
Yeah.
Strange Brew.
Yeah.
And who was also in Strange Brew? Let's do this whole 360. Let's bring it home. Mel Blanc. Remember, he was the voice of one of the fathers. You never saw his face, but he had his back turned. He's like in one of
nice.
And he'd do the voice. You gotta feed Hoser, Hosehead. The dog. And that's awesome. Mel Blanc.
There's a lot of stars. Was Russian that? They had to have been in that.
Yeah, they did a theme song. Yeah, hey, through the Great White North.
Yeah.
Take off. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Which, when I saw Rush, because, they're both, those Canadian people, they hang out together.
Oh, those Canucks.
Rush, on the tour that I saw them, they, had the big video screen.
Yeah.
And they would play, they had Count Floyd introduce one of their songs. It was pretty funny. So they always got the SCTV people.
So what's going on with Rick Moranis?
He retired from acting 20 years ago. He is coming back to acting.
Yes.
Fantastic news. I read, because it was like there were stories about what happened to Rick Moranis. He's
kind of dropped off.
He's a funny guy. Yeah. And it was very sad. He left acting for family matters. I believe, was it his wife died?
Yep.
And he kind of wanted to get out of the Hollywood scene and raise his children, family. Mm-hmm. So, it was totally legit reasons. So, we haven't heard from a live action film since... Live action film, I guess he probably did some animation and all of that. Since 1997, when he decided to step away from acting and focus on his family. Yeah. Which I believe was... That doesn't say...
I think you're right. I think there was a family medical issue. Yeah.
So there's some stuff here about Dave Thomas too, which is the other half of he was on SCTV, and the other half of Bob and Doug McKenzie. Thomas's nephew Jake has suffered a spinal cord injury, but they're coming back via the Hollywood. Here's a Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas to reunite as the McKenzie brothers.
There you go.
Great White North.
Oh, I love it.
So that's good news. Good that we got Rick Moranis back. He was a very funny guy.
Jay-Z, have you ever heard of like Strange Brew and the McKenzie brothers?
Nope.
No? Oh, you're gonna love it. These guys wear toques on their heads. It's like this alpine sort of hat.
Okay.
And they talk, good day, eh? And they're just like, they just drink beer and just it's a weird Canadian fan. I love it.
Yeah, the backstory behind that, right? So the backstory behind, so it's SCTV.
Yeah.
Second City TV, which is Toronto, right? Second City is Toronto, right? Chicago, Toronto.
Yes. Excellent. Right? Yes.
And that's the comedy, the whole Second City shoot. There's one in Chicago and I think one in Toronto.
Correct.
This is where all like John Belushi and
Aykroyd, Murray,
the Murray brothers,
Gilda Radner.
All these people came from that thing, from either the Canadian or the Chicago.
John Candy, John Flaherty.
All of them.
Yeah.
And so SCTV was a comedy, kind of like a Saturday Night Live kind of sketch, a little bit different on Canadian television. One requirement, I don't know if it still stands today, but one requirement of all Canadian television, and it has to have a certain little percentage of Canadian content in your show. So if we were doing this in Canada right now, we would have to talk about Trudeau or something. We'd have to throw in a little, in nature news.
Or you'd have to wear an I Love Canada shirt.
Yeah, in nature news up in BC, we'd have to throw a little of that in there. So SCTV was a comedy show, so supposedly, maybe this is a kind of a tall tale. So they said, we'll put Canadian content in our SCTV program, and they created Bob and Doug McKenzie, these two hosers who like hockey and drink beer,
wearing parkas,
and talking about all this Canadian and the back bacon. Remember, they're doing the Canadian bacon and all this. Just these two idiots with their grill and their beer and just sitting there, and they just improvise. They just much like this program. Anyway. So supposedly that was their answer to their SCTV answer to Canadian content.
I love it
in the show, but it was a huge thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Get on Netflix and see if you can find Strange Brew.
Yeah,
and it's a classic. I love that.
Tough to find SCTV episodes, but boy, those were good. Anyway. Speaking of Jerry Todd.
Jerry Todd. Welcome to Jerry Todd. I love SCTV. My favorite character, though, above everybody, right, is Mayor Oliver Shanks. Love Mayor Oliver. John Candy, and I love it when he gets committed to an insane asylum.
Oh yeah,
and they did this whole campaign of free Tommy. Is it Oliver Shanks or Tommy Shanks?
Yeah,
Tommy Shanks, Mayor Tommy Shanks, and they're like, please free him. He's sitting there in his his straitjacket, underneath free Tommy Shanks.
It sounds like the real mayor. What was that guy's name? I don't remember. He passed away recently. I think he passed away last year. The guy who was just crazy and said he did crack cocaine. And remember that guy? Was that Toronto or Montreal or I can't remember. He was just like a great, but he kept getting elected.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They loved it so much they kept electing him.
All right, final thoughts. Anything? No, I know, right? But just shake your head. Just
I just have to throw this in here. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that Trump's slogan "Make America Great Again" wasn't his. It was Nixon's.
Yeah.
Let's make America great again.
And then rehashed
Nixon's
and Reagan.
And then Reagan rehashed it, and then now Trump.
Did you watch you got the Netflix?
No, I just learned this in my history class.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you have that?
I do have Netflix. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go watch. We recommended this this week.
It's called
Get Me Roger Stone.
On
Netflix. Or are you watching that in class?
No. It's just you guys have told me about it before.
Right. It'll go over that whole. They talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
And it will explain a lot as far as the Trump campaign, Nixon. You got to start with Nixon and Watergate.
Yep.
And Reagan and yada yada yada.
Yeah, all the mantras were covered. I mean, think about it. He yelled about law and order.
Yep.
Make America great again. America first. And he also used the silent majority, the forgotten man. Forgotten
one of the
men
most
and women.
Infamous and successful political operatives. So, and that's right up there on Netflix.
Get Me Roger.
I think Roger's going to be subpoenaed, right?
He got subpoenaed. Yes, not along with
Flynn and all those.
Trump's own personal attorney Cohen got to do.
We just went back into the politics.
That's
again.
right. But
we covered this. We covered this extensively.
You know who they didn't subpoena?
Jason Allen,
the McKenzie brothers.
There we go.
Let's
You hoser.
Final thoughts, folks. Have a safe weekend. Don't go crazy. Don't go nuts. Be cool.
Stay home.
And stay home. Mow the lawn and hang out. And come back with us, folks. Come back with us on Monday. A lot of soccer.
Tons of soccer to watch. Good soccer.
Yep. Come back with us on Monday, man. We start at curmudgeons Monday.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping Monday will be good.
Yeah.
Like I say.
I think Buddha's showing up on Monday. Finally.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I want to get. Remember the old Hill Street Blues?
Yes.
Remember what the sergeant would say?
He'd lean on his podium, and he'd say, "Hey, be safe out there."
I think it was be careful. Was it
be good out there?
Be careful out there.
Be careful out there.
I think. We'll have to look that up.
He'd lean forward, he's like
there's
tired.
A long pause.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Well,
be good out there. Be careful out there.
Yeah. I mean, the cops would be in their ready room to get ready to go out, and of course the first thing you want to tell cops going out on the street every day is, hey, be safe. Dangerous job.
Right.
So
love that show.
I'm always telling America, let's be safe out there.
We could just end it like on the whole Bill and Ted's be excellent to each other.
Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah. Party on, dudes.
I do like be excellent.
Right.
Watch that.
Yeah.
That'll make you feel better because that's what it's about.
Or Wayne's World or something. Just want something laugh this weekend.
Well, let's
Bill and Ted. We got to do Bill and Ted.
Let's be safe out there.
Yeah.
And we'll see you Monday.
You got it.